What's going on, everybody? And we got the digestion of Powell notes last week, and we are looking solid. Tech is looking solid. A lot of mid cap, small cap stocks, on the other hand, some of them were pumping. A lot of them started selling off. There was also some news from China talking about gaming. So some of the gaming stocks got hit, particularly Roblox in particular, which is one I typically trade a lot. But it's good. Like I talked about in the weekly update, what is going on is Powell, right, essentially just reiterated everything I've been going over. Just to give a brief relapse, is the fact that everything is, there is going to be no rate raises this year. At some point later next year, it's going to eventually happen. Maybe not even next year, but the tapering of assets is something that's been talked about, and even that is it's a very fine line if it's going to be done this year. They would like it to be done this year to at least ease some of the purchasing from the Fed, but then also that depends on the debt ceiling and how that will play out. But being said, going into this week, yes, there's data coming out, but at this point, a lot of the data is irrelevant. Powell has spoken. What we're going to do, yes, there's going to be another meeting at the end of the month, another Fed meeting, but none of that is really going to matter. It's not going to have as much weight as what just happened at Jackson Hole. So essentially, we are just waiting for volume to really creep back in. We have September coming up here on Wednesday, and then we have Labor Day next weekend. So we got a short week next week. So being said, we're going to start seeing volume come in. So what's going to be interesting to see is what the volume does, because with this low volume in these notes for the past month, what's been going on with Powell, ultimately what's been going on is the market has just been pushing. Every dip has been bought and being pushed up. There's been a lot of strength in the FANG stocks, which is what I've been iterating over the past month, to stay with strength, especially when there's no volume. And going into this next month, when the volume comes back, I wouldn't be surprised if it pushes the market down to get position for essentially the holiday season run, right? And so being said, this week, be cautious and see how it plays day by day, right? This is why I do daily updates, because day by day is really what's going to matter here. But on the daily, the markets, I know it's hard to see with all my zones here, but it looks like we actually broke up out of the channel, and we might actually pull back and retest that tomorrow. Even on the 4 hour, you can see it better on the 4 hour. We did break above the trend line. It looks like we're going to come back and retest that perhaps tomorrow. We'll have to see. Again, whenever the volume comes in, we may see that on Wednesday, Thursday this week. That is going to be the telltale sign. Is nothing, as far as news is concerned, I'm not worried about any news unless something new comes out. I'm not worried about the Delta variant. I'm not really worried about China at this point. I think all that stuff is irrelevant right now, unless, again, something new comes out. But what I'm looking at more now is analysis on what is going on with the markets. Everything looks solid. Everything is very strong. Again, everything was just solidified with Powell. Now, as far as let's look at QQQs here. QQQ is just monster day. Hopefully you're able to grab some. I know I played Google this morning. I played scalped AMC a little bit, and then I did grab some space with shares. I did get a little bit off that, but then I also tagged out of that. I got a little bit of Airbnb on a nice little pop, but then right after that pop, news came out essentially saying that the flights are going to be down coming into the fall. And so that being said, that also gave a little hit towards Airbnb, just when it looked like Airbnb was getting ready to rock and roll. So as far as tomorrow, Amazon's been strong. Snap, SE, AMC, and CRM. Why did I choose these? And well, if you haven't seen, Amazon had a monster day. I actually almost took it here. I wanted to see what was going on with the market, if the strength was real or not, and obviously I didn't have much choice there, and Amazon just took off. But what I do like about this, I didn't chase it after that point. It's always something to keep in mind. But what I do like about this is a retest here of the 3384 or 3385 mark on some of these 20, 50, and then also on top of the zone here. So that's what I'm looking for. We do have a trend line that is established here, so we need to know that you're probably going to get to about, say about 3,500 before we start getting some resistance on top. But I do see some kind of pullback tomorrow. Everything just ran from last Friday, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, SE is the other one I have. Why I like this one is we did get a break, and I'm looking for a retest of this break on the daily. So I'm looking for it to actually come back down. If we can get 326 tomorrow, I think that would actually be fantastic. If that does happen, I'm looking to get in this. Again, tight stop, making sure once volume come in, I think we might run tomorrow somewhat. But again, I think ultimately what we're going to see is when September starts, we're going to see what the volume does. If the volume, since we've been pushing really hard on every dip, is being bought up, if September we're actually going to pull back. Again, I think it's going to be a very diluted pullback, real major correction. I don't see us doing 10, 15% correction. I just don't see that happening. The market is extremely strong. There's a lot more players in the market now. Especially with the meme stocks and everything that's been going on, and the shorting and that whole fiasco with Robinhood and everything. There's a lot going on as far as that aspect goes. There's a lot more eyeballs, which there once were not. So being said, the market is dramatically changing. So being said, if I keep saying that, that'd be awesome. I have Snap as well tomorrow. And why I like this one is I'm looking for a retest here, essentially that 74 mark on the daily, because this is essentially your 20. We did break back above this. I did miss the support on the bottom. Again, everything just took off today all at one time. So I was thankfully able to catch Google before Google took off, which Google had a big day today too. So. But being said, looking for that retest of the 20, so that 7304 mark. As long as it holds that, I'm looking forward to at least try to go back to all-time highs if possible. AMC is one, I really don't like trading it because there are no fundamentals here. Obviously, that's a meme stock. But if you want to go based off of strictly technicals, we do have a breakout here. We're looking for a retest. So if we do retest back down here, to the 40 mark, you do not want it below the 40 mark. You want a tight stop on this. But if we retest this, we can possibly really pop and break here. We want to see how that plays out. But AMC is kind of a more riskier stock, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. If you haven't been trading for a long time, I would bypass AMC. CRM is the other one I have. I do really like CRM. CRM looks like it's wedging on the daily. You get an even better wedge here on the hourly, which is what I like. I do want to see this break back above the 266 or 267 mark. If we can come up above this tomorrow, we can try to do to that 275 mark as what we're looking at. So we could get a good point percentage there. So I do like CRM. As far as everything else, Facebook had a incredible day. You can look for a 376 mark tomorrow. A pull back to this zone would be great. Google is something I want to watch. If we do start selling, start looking at some major support here. If we get back to the 28 mark, could get a nice bounce out of there, or possibly even wait till the 2780 mark and pick it up there for a nice bounce. Again, I'll be watching a lot of these big players. If we do start selling off and look for bounces, even like Tesla. Tesla tried extremely hard today. It actually went to 337. It's every time it breaks out, it's getting shorted, it seems like. So can't quite gain momentum. It's definitely tried multiple times, but it keeps getting shorted, it seems. So nonetheless, I don't want to make this video too long. It is a daily update. Just remember to manage risk. Again, we don't know what's going to happen. Come into pre-markets, kind of take your plans, determine where you're going to trade. Make sure the risk to reward is definitely there, or else do not take the trade. Don't randomly take trades. Always have a plan. And again, stick with FANG if you can. I realize everybody can't trade Googles and everybody can't trade Amazons. You always have your Apples, your Facebooks. Etsy is a good one. Square is a good one. Continue to play the same ones over and over. Get used to the stocks. That's typically what I do. I've generated a new list and just been trading off this because my other one bulked up pretty heavy over the past couple of months. So, with being said, if you've made it this far, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you've already done so. Till next time, I'll see you guys later.